3-point shot for Peñafiel. Boom!
Too big, too strong, too good. Out for another three-pointer. Butter!
Not in my house.
And good afternoon, basketball fans at mga kaliga. Welcome to another exciting day of basketball action here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5. We have 2 games in store for you today, and every team that are in the early stages of the tournament has only one goal: to start hot. And every game is important. My name is Kiko Maligdem at kasama po natin ngayon si Justin Alfonso, and we'll be bringing you the game live as it happens here in ENDERUN Colleges in Taguig City. Good afternoon, Justin.
Good afternoon, Kiko. Another great day of basketball on a Saturday this time around.
Yes.
2 games on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. This is nothing but fun here at the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we take a look at some of the participating teams here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5, syempre meron tayong mga teams, 5 teams in the ASCU, including the defending and reigning champion St. Clair Saints. And then we do have 5 teams also in the NCAA, including JRU, Heavy Bombers, Benil Blazers, and EAC Generals.
And in the NCAA South, we got San Pablo Colleges, who already has shown us a lot of sparks of brilliance here in Season 5. And in Isaa, it's St. Dominic Pikemen. They also showed us some flashes of brilliance, showing the young team that they are. Also, a team that we've really been high on here in the UAAP is, of course, the Adamson Soaring Falcons. They were our recent champions of the Big Dance and the Collegiate Cup. So let's see how they're going to perform here in this season.
And syempre kasama din ng Adamson ang mga nakasama din nila sa Final Four, ang UST Growling Tigers, UP Fighting Maroons for the UAAP. Syempre kasama din ng UE Red Warriors. And then we do have team from NCRAA, yung BCP Kalasag. And of course, 4 teams in the UCAL, including ang Olivares Sea Lions, PCU Dolphins, MCU Supremos, at syempre ang Diliman Colleges or Diliman College Blue Dragons. Yan yung mga teams na kasama o bahagi ngayon ng Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5. And of course, this leads us to the 2 games in store for today, mga kaliga. And we will begin with a 2 o'clock game between the Olivares Sea Lions going up against the Guangming Flying Dragons, at mamaya naman ang St. Clair Saints going up against a familiar foe in Olfu Phoenix. And let's talk about first yung first game natin, ang Olivares College at ang Guangming Flying Dragons.
Both teams coming from a loss, Kiko, especially a tough loss for Olivares. They only scored 49 points in their previous game. That's a tough way to lose. That means nothing was going your way on offense. On the other hand, it's Guangming. They lost a really, really close game against ENDERUN College Titans, which is a tough team. But Guangming has enough talent to beat a team like that. So that's also another very disappointing loss for this squad.
And of course, talking about, sabi nga ni Justin, ang Olivares Sea Lions, they were in the thick of things in that game. Pero pagdating ng third quarter, biglang bumagsak ang laro nila. They only finished with 5 points. Ano kaya nangyari nung third quarter na yun?
The Olivares College Sea Lions had no continuity on offense. Everything was forced. They weren't really getting to their sets. Execution wasn't that good. We know Coach Mike Sagigit. He is one of the best basketball minds. So he knows how to coach a team. He knows to put his system, which is the triangle offense. But his squad didn't execute well that game.
And makikita natin ang previous game ng Olivares. They lost 71-49. And of course, sa rebound department pa lang, although they do have 2 FSAs, they were out-rebounded by the Perpetual Altas. And look at this, the 3-point shooting, they only made 6 3-pointers. And steals department, hustle-wise, hirap na hirap sila on that game. 6 only steals compared to 11. And of course, undreaded field goal shooting, 28 for the Perpetual Altas and only 15 field goals made para sa Olivares Sea Lions. And of course, syempre pag sinasabi natin Olivares, they will be looking up to 2 players. Sino-sino nga ba yung mga players na kanilang titignan in this game?
You know, Jack Empek, double-double. He should be a double-double machine. I think he should have more than 11 points, though. He is one of the most dominant force here in Season 5. You could see in his body alone, physicality-wise, there's not a lot of guys out there that could really match up with that. So I feel like Jack Empek, yes, good rebounds, 10. But you got to have more than 11 points. Another guy, Lorenzo De Mayuga, 10 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. Assists needs to go up a little bit more there. If you're going to be a scorer, you got to affect the game in a lot of ways as well.
And of course, ang OC, Sea Lions, sabi nga, hindi lang sila bago sa basketball scene, dati na sila. And they're regarded as one of the powerhouse dito sa collegiate basketball. And of course, as we take a look at the Sea Lions, already warming up and ready to get it on in this game. Punta naman tayo sa kabilang team, ang kanilang makakatunggali, the one that they will be facing off, ang Guangming Flying Dragons. And Justin, like what you said, they lost a close one against the ENDERUN Titans.
You know, in that end game for Guangming, they just got a little bit too rushed. There was not any kind of composure on the floor. And that's when they're missing Kurt Lak Tao Tao. That veteran presence that can calm things down when you're down the end of the quarter, end of the game. Who's going to make those decisions for your team? Who's going to create for you? Now, Guangming needs to find that guy. Is it going to be Brian Topacio? Is it going to be Samson? Is it going to be their new and very improved FSA athletic and can score in Prosper Onyebuchi, but he's not going to be playing today. So who's going to be that guy for Guangming? Who's going to be the guy they will go to down the stretch?
And of course, ang sinasabi natin, marami pang teams or marami pang basketball aficionados ang hindi pa nakakarinig ng Guangming Flying Dragons, di ba? Pero ang Guangming College, they're Tagaytay based. And of course, they're the first Buddhist founded university dito sa Pilipinas. And of course, pinapangunahan sila ng kanilang head coach na si Coach Paul Ramos, who's also known sa collegiate circles. And of course, he was awarded as a Coach of the Year sa kakatapos lamang na Pinoyliga Next Man Cup. And sino ba ang kanilang go-to guys for this game, Justin?
You know, Kiko, they have a 3-headed monster guard rotation, and 2 of them are on the screen right now. KJ Pareñas, 11 points, 2 rebounds, and assist. An assist that has to change. If you're a small guard, you got to have more assists than that. Brian Topacio, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Your assist has to go up more than that if you're going to be a small guard who's going to affect the game in a really, really good and positive way. But talking about that 3-headed guard, it's KJ Pareñas, Brian Topacio, and Joe Marie Pecolera. Those 3 guys can really affect the game in a lot of ways, not just scoring, but also creating. So, in my opinion, they need to create more than they score because that's going to open up things for them.
Both teams have reasons to be hungry. Will the Sea Lions be able to bounce back and get that win? While makakabawi ba ang Guangming Flying Dragons? Sama-sama tayong tuklasan. Sino nga ba ang makakuha ng panalo sa laban ng Olivares Sea Lions at Guangming Flying Dragons? Let's turn it over right now to our venue announcer.
That was sick. That was a pretty good pregame.
Liga Season 5, live on the official YouTube channel, Pinoyliga Cup. As we gather today, we ask everyone to please stand for a moment of silence. Hinihiling po namin na tumayo ang lahat. Let us all stand, ladies and gentlemen, in memory of 2 athletes who lost their lives in a drowning incident, Rene Clert Baterbonia and Divine Adili. May their memories live on, and may those who mourn their passing find strength, comfort, and peace during this difficult time. May they rest in peace. You may now be seated. Thank you very much. We're ready to begin. Let's meet the starters. First off, the Olivares College Sea Lions. Forward number 0, Lee Marin. Playing center number 23, Willie Esisima. Forward number 7, Ebong Sonido. Guard number 13, Enzo Di Mayuga. Also at guard number 14, Alan Vergara. Their head coach is Mike Sagigit, assisted by Stephen Mopera, Franklin Mancho, Tyron Ruiz, Ian Posadas, and Sikorsky Miguelino. Now for the Guangming College Flying Dragons. Coming in at center number 3, Javion Coleman. Guard number 61, Brian Topacio. Forward number 17, Christian Samson. The other forward number 13, Julian Lozada. Point guard number 8, Kent Pareñas. The head coach is Paul Ramos, assisted by Julian Ramos and Dale Termoso. Our game officials.
And ladies and gentlemen, here are the starters: Di Mayuga, Vergara, Esisima, Marin, and Sonido for the Sea Lions, representing the Olivares College, while ang Flying Dragons, ang Guangming College, they will be led by Pareñas, Topacio, Coleman, Losada, and Samson. Mga kaliga, it's game time. This is the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5, and first crack at the basket, ang Guangming Flying Dragons. Oh, wow! Highlight reel agad. Umpisang-umpisa pa lang, Justin.
And we were talking about that in the pregame, is these guards in Guangming to create more for their teammates. And right there, first possession, they're creating right away off that lob.
Pero ito naman bumawi agad ang Olivares Sea Lions as they were able to score, led by Vergara there. Pero tres! Wow!
Wow. Coleman's looking good here. First, a lob finish, now into a 3. Also, Kent Pareñas, 2 assists already, all to Coleman.
And now this is the advantage of Guangming. No? Medyo mysterious effect pa. May pagka-mysterious pa itong si Coleman. But let's see how they will be able to adjust their defense. And right now, here comes Guangming with the basketball. Low post ngayon. Losada naghanap na papasahan. He passes it to Coleman. And there is backcourt violation. Miscommunication there. Medyo parang na-late yung pasa dun sa pag-pop out ni Coleman.
I think Coleman was supposed to flare out even more to the wing instead of he just kind of floated at the elbow, high elbow spot there. So I think he needs to cut harder into that wing to get that pass.
So right now, inbound pass ang Olivares. And there is a foul on Topacio. Topacio has to be very careful, especially he's considered as the main man for Guangming with the graduation of Hamiase Laktao.
Yeah, Brian Topacio, 14 points in their previous game. He needs to now adjust, seeing that the referees are calling it thin. Now he has to maybe lay back a little bit. I don't mean lay back at all and not pressure anymore, but maybe not use your hands, maybe not bump the bodies of your opponent.
Oh yes, definitely. As Guangming will have the crack at the basket. Once again, Samson, pop out si Losada. And ayun, medyo sinasampulan ng Olivares with some physicality itong si Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman right there needs to be able to know that Olivares will be physical with him, even though they're a lot smaller. Right there in that banana cut, he needs to use his body.
Oh, yeah.
Use that strength, get that position.
And this is the first action, or first time that we have seen in action itong si Jamon Coleman. And so far, so good for him. Meanwhile, Vergara and a fishing expedition results to a foul from KJ Pareñas.
You know, Alan Vergara, I expect him to be a lot more aggressive on the offensive end. 49 points for a whole game for this squad, for the Sea Lions, is not likely. You know, this team has such a great offensive system with under Coach Mike Sagiga. That triangle offense is very effective, especially when Coach Mike Sagiga is the one implementing it. You know, we know how much that basketball mind has in store. So expect this Olivares team to really try and beat that threshold of 49 points that they put up in their last game.
And in their last game, imagine nyo, field goal percentage ng Olivares sa third quarter. 20% only compared to 53.85% sa Perpetual. 6-5 is the score. Sea Lions from Olivares College on top by 1. And medyo hindi nagustuhan ni Coleman yung pag-bump ni Willie Isisima.
It looks like Coleman's not really used to the physicality yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure by his last name and by his first name if he's from the United States, but if he is, then it kind of connects the dots a little bit, because players from the United States usually are not used to that kind of physical play style here in the Philippines. You know, they think that one bump is already a bad practice. It's already malintended, that little bump. But sometimes here in the Philippines, that bump is just to say hello. It's just like, hey, you're passing by, what's up, man? And he's going to give you one.
But based from your experience, you have played with the Americans already. Are they really not used to those bumping physicality?
I think we get surprised at first. You know, me coming from the States, coming here for the first time in 2019 and playing here straight to the MPBL, I thought everybody was trying to fight me. But honestly, it's just normal. And imagine, my teammate was Rafi Gusi. So every day in practice, he was bullying me. And you know, I just got accustomed to it, where it's like it's just physical in the Philippines. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, especially if you're not from the Philippines, if you're a Phil-Am, if you're half Filipino, half American, if you're an FSA, they're gonna come after. They're gonna come after you.
There was a technical foul on number 3, Javion Coleman, for sportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, there's that extra.
Extra motion. So basically, right now, Coach Paul Ramos is pleading his case. And a technical foul was given on Coleman, so he has to be very careful.
You know, promising start for Coleman. He has all 5 points of Guangming, you know, off that lob play. And then he was able to hit that 3. So he's showing us 2-level scoring so far in the paint and outside. So let's see here if he can also show us a mid-range, and let's go see if he can complete that 3-level scoring that most big men have now.
Let's see as we take a look at Topacio. May tanga ng bola, tumira ng test. Swish for Topacio.
You know, Brian Topacio has a lot of shoes to be filled, but I feel like he wants that pressure, and he wants to be that guy. So let's see here how he continues to step up for Guangming.
And that is the second three-pointer for Guangming. Guangming, puro sa labas ang halos tinitira. For Olivares, puro sa loob naman. So let's see how will they use their offense right now as Guangming has a possession. Coleman sets that pick. Ito si Pareñas, or Samson rather. He almost lost that ball. They recovered 7 seconds remaining, and look at a quick release from Topacio hitting that 3.
I like Brian Topacio's game. I think he has such a bright future being the man of this team.
And right now, here comes Vergara. He gets the ball to Isisima. Isisima against Coleman. Isisima bumping. Goes inside, and that is not good, because if ever, that will be Coleman's second personal foul.
That's a tough break for Guangming. I think Coleman has affected this game in such a huge way, not only being a good screener, but like I said earlier, he was scoring, but now Victor Akineda comes into the game. Now Victor Akineda needs to fill those shoes that Coleman was playing in.
Oh, yeah. And we all know that for Akineda, he's not an outside shooter. He's more of a defensive player. So right now, let's see how will this affect the offense of Guangming, because take note, 5 out of those 11 points of Guangming have come from Javon Coleman. 0 out of 2 for Willie there, as Guangming will have another crack at a shot. Let's see. Samson. He drives to the basket. Ooh! That was a tough shot. Rebound ni Sisima. Binigay ngayon sa tumatakbong si Vergara. Vergara being harassed by Darden. Here comes Vergara. Vergara blitzing all the way. Gets it to Marin. Marin tumira. Oh, yes!
And look at Alan Vergara get deep into the paint and kick it out to Marin. That's the kind of point guard you want. A paint touch into a kick out, Jay.
And so far, no outside shot for, or three-point shot for Olivares. Ang Guangming naman, nakakatatlong three-pointer na. So let's see, it's 12-8 is the score. Darden, tres! No good. Rebound by Sisima. Here we go. Vergara gets it to Willie. Willie, no good. Pero pasok ang tip in ni number 7. And that is Sonido. Naalala ko tuloy yung kay OG Anobi, no?
Oh, man. Don't remind me of my nightmare.
Oh, yeah. Those tip-ins are very, very crucial. As we take a look at the offense of OC, Olivares inside. Nawala ang bola, and there is a foul called. As talsik sa board si Lozada. And it's a 1-point lead, Justin.
And a good stop here for Guangming. 4-0 run so far for Olivares getting back into this game and bringing it down to a 1-point lead. So Guangming here, and good stop now. They got to get more momentum on offense.
So Guangming will do the inbound right now as Pecolera enters the game. This is the first time that Pecolera has entered this game. As we see Darden being harassed by Marin. Binigay kay Pecolera now. It's with Lozada. Not his zone. Binigay kay Akinyede. Akinyede loses the handle at tumatakbo na ngayon ang white shirts. Here it comes. Oh, a miss there by Dimayuga. And it's Guangming's turn to run. No! And right now, here comes Olivares. Nagdadala ng bola ngayon si Marin. He's being guarded by Darden. And that was a great call by the officials. Hindi tinapik ni Darden ang bola, but he used his body to really push yung taga-OC out of his comfort zone.
You know, Marin needs to be more aware of his court, where he's at. Because right there, he was camping by the half-court line being pressured. So if you're being pressured by your opponent, you don't stick around where you might go out of bounds or you might step backcourt.
Pecolera, tres! No good! Sky high for the board. Ito na si Incredible Empek. And Empek is in the game right now. He wants the ball inside. Binigay ni Sonido. And look at that. Akinyede is using his speed to his advantage. Those quick hands to tap the ball away from Empek. Fortunately for OC, they do have the possession once again. Oh, inside, Empek. Oh, look at that. Easy two for Empek.
And he loves that dribble. He loves that pound dribble, and then he's going to make his move. Now, if you're Guangming, you see him do that a few possessions in. You got to adjust to it. Every time he pounds, wow, what a take there by Pecolera.
Walang katakot-takot na dinrive ni Pecolera. And the advantage of Pecolera is yung frame niya, you know? He can sustain those bumps towards the paint.
Yeah, you know, you take a look at this. Pecolera not afraid at all of Ebong Sonido, taking it all the way to the rim. But going back to my point of defending Empek, you know, in the first time you watch Empek play, he loves that pound dribble. No matter where he's at, no matter who's around him, he's going to take that pound dribble. So now if you're Guangming, you see that be done by Empek twice, you're going to swipe at everything anytime he gets the ball.
Tignan natin ngayon if that will be the defensive ploy of Guangming. Dimayuga binigay ngayon. Guarino hands it over. Tres ngayon. No good. Rebound by the Guangming Flying Dragons. Here comes Pecolera. Or rather, Arnejo. Arnejo on top of the key, wants a clear out. Arnejo drives. Someone is free. Darden decides not to take that shot. Darden, binigay kay Pecolera, 11 seconds to shoot. Darden has the basketball once again. Slide push, no good. Rebound by Olivares as they have now the basket. Oh, what a turnover there. Almost a turnover. Fortunately for Olivares, na hawak ni Darden yung bola.
You know, you see Guangming in that previous position, good offense.
As we take a look at the quality dimes on display, brought to you by ENDERUN featuring Javon Coleman there. 3:18 remaining inside. Sloppy basketball pinapakita ngayon. Tingnan natin kung matitigil na yan. Pero nagbintis pa rin si Darden. And look at that. And two players are down. But they're both okay. As I believe that was Angot and Akinyede.
You know, Akinyede, he has so much upside. We talk about it all the time. Every time we see him play, we talk about how much upside he has. You know, the length, the athleticism, the coordination. I think it's just raw. Everything is just raw right now for Akinyede. But if he can develop to a really special talent, he has the height, he has the mobility too. So it's going to be exciting how he's going to develop into that prototypical FSA 5.
So let's see if MPEC will be able to use his power, or will the speed of Akinyede reign supreme here. And Angot, second free throw, it's good for him. 2 for 2 for Mark Angot. 14-13, and Olivares is on top right now against Guangming Flying Dragons, and a turnover. Here comes Sagigit. Sagigit, binigay ngayon kay Angot. Angot all the way for the basket.
There you go. There you go. I like that. I like that. You know, you got to be aggressive when you get the ball. Don't think about it. Catch and rip, catch and pass, catch and jab. Quick decisions.
And here comes Pecolera, nagdadala ng bola. His pass, another turnover by the Guangming Flying Dragons. Sagigit, may hawak ng bola. Hindi maagaw ni Pecolera ang bola, pero natapik naman ng Guangming ang bola. Silvio with that steal. Medyo mahaba yung galamay ni Silvio. That resulted to that steal. And Coach Paul Ramos doesn't like what he's seeing from his team. Jesus for time. It's 16-13, 3 puntos ang kalamangan ng Olivares Sea Lions dito sa Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kiko Maligdem, along with Justin Alfonso, as we bring you this matchup between Olivares Sea Lions at ang Guangming Flying Dragons. And like what I said, both teams have reasons to be hungry. Will the Sea Lions secure their first victory, or will the Flying Dragons bounce back as we see the Guangming Flying Dragons? Oh, what a pass by Darden. Let's see. Oh, yes, from Peko.
Yeah, you like that. You like that from Pecolera, using the rim as protection over MPEC.
And that was a great pass from Darden. Recognize niya na libreng-libre si Pecolera there. Pero ito, great defense by Akinyede. Hinarapan niya si MPEC. And here comes Arnejo.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
What confidence to pull up, fast break to a pull-up three. I mean, great trust coming from the coaching staff, allowing him to do that.
And that was a great timeout so far by Coach Paul Ramos. And a 5-0 run by Guangming has resulted them taking a 5-point lead. Pero ang lakas ni Empek. And that is another foul kay Akinede.
You know, that's the thing about helping. You know, when you help, sometimes you get late and you're late to the rotation. So great job, great intention by Victor Akinede helping there, but he didn't recover in time, or the helper wasn't there. That's one of the most fundamental things about defensive basketball is you help the helper. If a guy helps, someone needs to help that helper. And sometimes it's forgotten, especially at the pace of the college basketball game here in the Philippines.
So sobrang bilis, nakakalimutan nila eh, no? Pero, and of course, you have to think about the ball rotation. Kung masyadong mabilis, talaga malilito yung defense eh, no?
Right.
As we see Empek. Oh, here comes Akinede! Oh, yes, sir!
Yeah, that's what you like about Victor Akinede, is trying to dunk everything he can. You know, if he becomes dominant in that way, it's going to be hard to stop him.
Parang nagigil si Akinede, eh, no? Pero ayun, look at this. A three-point shot from Sagigit, no good. And there is a foul called. Pero ang ganda, I really like how Akinede stood tall there. He wasn't really afraid of the big muscles of Empek. Talagang kahit malakas si Empek, talagang nanatili siya dun eh, no?
I think, you know, Akinede has more mobility than Empek, and I think that fact right there should be able to buy him some time in getting those boards, because if he's getting sealed by Empek, he can always pivot and try to get that position back.
As we take a look at the ball rotation, Akinede, less than 50 seconds remaining. Darden, oh, spin move. Favorite move of Darden. Scores.
Wow, what a move from Darden.
First 2 points for Darden. And here comes Olivares. Binigay kay Angot. Angot gets it. 3-point shot. No good. Nagmintis ang tira ng Olivares. And now Guangming has the basketball. Let's see how will they react to this play. They have the momentum after being down. It's a 9-4 run. So let's see. Tumira ng tres. Boom!
Wow, the guards of Guangming on fire.
And Pecolera has scored 7 points in this quarter to lead the Guangming Flying Dragons to a 25-17 advantage, 8-point lead para sa Guangming Flying Dragons over the Olivares Sea Lions. Babalik tayo dito sa Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5.
started, ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 25-17 is the score. An 8-point lead. Kiko Maligdem kasama si Justin Alfonso. And we'll bring you the action live as it happens dito sa ENDERUN Colleges. As we take a look at a second quarter action. And nagkaroon ng banggaan si Vergara at saka si Pecolera, and Vergara is holding on to his head. So let's see as the medical staff will check.
Coach Mike livid over that call there.
Oo, nagkabanggaan kasi during the defense, no? And Coach Mike still pleading his case. As right now, pero si Pecolera nagmintes ng kanyang free throw. And that is the second free throw missed by Pecolera. 0 out of 2 for him.
Yeah, you know, Pecolera not shooting up from the free throw line, but the leading scorer for Guangming right now.
Oh, look at that. Angot, last second dish na ilang siya sa depensa ng Guangming. Pero ito si Pecolera.
My
And there
goodness.
is a foul called on Canlas. Ang bilis talaga ng mga guards ng Guangming.
Yeah, you know, Pecolera took off right there. I mean, took off. As soon as he got the ball, he started running like if there was no tomorrow, and bad intentions to the rim.
And right now, Pecolera, Jo Marie Pecolera.
Wow.
Oh, 0 out of 3 for Jo Marie. Parang rhyming words yun, 0 out of 3 for Jo Marie.
Ayun lang.
Let's see.
There you go.
And there you go. 1 out of 4 for Jo Marie Pecolera. Oh, no.
And this is the problem of Olivares. You know, pretty good start in the first quarter. They were sticking around, but now it's back-to-back turnovers. They got to take care of the basketball for them to try and win this game.
Yan yung naging parang Achilles heel nila, no? So let's see if they will be able to bounce back. As we see Silvio binigay ngayon inside. A 3 for Arneo, no good. Empek with the board. Empek binigay ngayon kay Vergara. Vergara on the run. He sees. Oh, look at that. A shot and good basket there for Udugal.
You like that from Udugan. He's one of the bigger guys on the floor as a local student, so he has to take advantage of that and try to get into the paint more often.
26-19. Cañede, binigay ngayon. Darden, let's see. Pecolera has the hot hand so far. Big given. Arneo, he drives.
Good move.
Takes a shot, no good. Empek grabs the board. At here comes Vergara. Vergara, ooh! Treading the needle, pero hindi napasok ni Udugan. And it's now Guangming's turn to run. Darden has it. Look at this. Pecolera. Drive, yo, yes!
Oh my goodness. Pecolera is a tough player to beat.
Ito yung mahirap sa Guangming. Anyone can, any one of those 3 guards can really light it up. And meanwhile, Canlas with that 3-point shot, and that is very helpful for Olivares as it helps them cut the deficit to 6. Let's take a look at Jo Marie. Pecolera, his pass stolen by Canlas. Canlas, the fire starter. Canlas with an end one opportunity.
Wow. Canlas taking it all himself. Harold Canlas. I mean, As soon as he got that shot in the previous possession, now he forces the steal, and now he bumps, now he gets to the rim, and he's going to try and get that end one opportunity.
And this is the fight back that you are hoping for Olivares. Kasi last time, yung third quarter, wala na silang fight back no? And right now, Harold Canlas, serving as the fire starter for them, makes that three-point shot or three-point play opportunity. Let's take a look at this. Coleman is in the game once again. Coleman, jumper. Ooh. After some bounce, it wouldn't fall in. Of course, just a tidbit kay Jovan Coleman. Si Coleman, according to our sources.
According to our sources.
He went to MCU.
MCU first.
And then UP before landing sa Guangming Flying Dragons.
You kind of figure out why he ended up in Guangming too, because he came from that UP program.
As a miss by Canlas, tumatakbo ngayon si Topacio. Oh, what a pass! Pero na ilang siya sa presence ni Esisima. Pero ito, hindi na ilang.
Wow! You like that. You like that from Pareñas. I mean, ready to shoot, locked and loaded in a corner.
And Pareñas has scored all of the points of Guangming so far in the second quarter. Canlas, he drives. No good. Rebound, Willie. And he lost the handle. Babalik ang bola sa Guangming. 6:53 remaining. What I'm seeing right now, Justine, parang nag-iiba ng momentum. One moment, nasa yung momentum nasa Guangming, then Olivares, then balik sa Guangming.
You know, that's what you like to see between both of these teams. You know, both of them coming from tough losses in different ways. You know, Olivares not scoring well, and then for Guangming, it's just losing in the end game. So let's see here. It's redemption day for both of these squads. Wow. Oh my goodness. The guards of Guangming is absolutely on a tear right now.
And that was Pareñas. Oh my. A two-pointer for Pareñas. Ito naman, tres. And ito yung parang a notice for Olivares. Once one team gets hot, parang nawawalan sila ng energy, no? But let's see, ano yung fight back nila?
You know, they're just guys like that, are anchor guys for teams. You know, you take them out, they fall apart. You put them in, they start to do better. And it's hard to rely on players that way, you know, because not every player is going to be the same. They're not going to be perfect at all times. So you got to be wary of, like, people that, you know, always try to show that they're perfect in a way.
So right now, someone is down.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, and our medical staff is checking on that Olivares player. So we have to double check if I think it's okay. That is Vergara. Naku, pangalawang beses na ni Vergara na puruan no? But I hope he's okay. I think he is.
You know, Alan Vergara, like we said in pregame, we want this guy to be more aggressive offensively. They had a poor performance in their previous game, you know, scoring less than 50. So it's going to be nice to see how he's going to affect the game in a positive way on offense. He only had 4 points in the last quarter. So let's see what happened here with Alan Vergara. Oh, that pass.
Oh.
That's a regular foul.
Yeah.
Good call by referees.
But I'm glad to see that Vergara is okay. It's just part of basketball din yan.
For sure.
25 for Olivares, 33 para sa Guangming. Tingnan natin. As Guangming is on the defensive. Oh, a three-point shot. Masyadong malakas for number 13, and that was the Di Mayugat. Pero ito naman sa kabila, in and out for Pecolera. And the ball will go back to Olivares. You know, this Olivares team, talagang parang ang taas ng potential nila eh.
I agree. You know, I think this guy right here has a lot of potential being the guy for their team. You know, Alan Vergara, a shifty point guard that can create. And you know, their FSAs have so much promise. They're big, they're talented, they're physical. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how they develop, you know. And one of the things about Olivares, they're used to developing some pretty good talent. Chris Lalata played for Olivares.
Oh,
and
yes. Oh, nga, no?
played in the PBA for a couple of seasons, played for Phoenix. And then now he's in the MPBL playing for a powerhouse in Quezon. So
One thing that people should recognize right now or should know is that itong Olivares, they are in a new era. Kasi nag-graduate na yung mga key players na si Renon, si Enjase, yung FSA nila na si Enjase. So right now, itong sina Isisima, sina Impec, they're trying to fit in to the system ni Coach Mike. And of course, hindi pa naglalaro ngayon si Panelo, who is also known as one of the leaders of Olivares. So tingnan natin, bola ngayon ng Guangming. Losada has it, binigay kay Coleman. Coleman trying to outwork Esisima. Coleman, jumper, no good. Agawan sa bola. And one thing I noticed kay Coleman, parang he's more comfortable as a 2-3 player.
yeah, you know, he has some ball skills to him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's putting it between the legs. He's dancing a little bit. And, you know, he was pulling up from 3 in the first quarter, so you could see some 2-guard, 3-guard in him.
It's 33-25, exactly 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Babalik tayo mga kaliga dito sa Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kiko Maligdam, Justin Alfonso, live as it will be bringing you this game live as it happens here in ENDERUN Colleges in Taguig City as Olivares College and Guangming College trying to bounce back from defeats in their previous matches. Sino kaya magwawagi at makukuha ang panalo as Olivares will have the possession. Oh, a turnover! Losada, simpleng basket for him.
You know, Guangming was my favorites coming into the Collegiate Cup Season 5. Coming off a very strong performance in the Next Man Cup. I love their grittiness. I love their DNA. I like what Coach Paul Ramos is preaching to his team, you know. You see that there's a nice system. Also, you like to see it. Both of his assistant coach very engaged in the offense. And you love to see that. And you love to see that those two guys are passionate as much as Coach Paul Ramos. So I love this Guangming team. They just need to continue to play the way they're playing right now.
A three-point shot by Pecolera, no good. Let's see. Pumasok na rin para sa Olivares si CJ Ferrer, who we all know is an energy guy para kay Coach Mike. Tingnan natin, pero naagaw na naman ni Losada. Losada with a layup. It's good.
You know, if I'm Coach Mike Sagiget, I'd be on my players right now about passing in between passing lanes. They're just passing it carelessly, knowing that Guangming is active in the passing lanes.
It's Guangming Flying Dragons on top by 12 points. Ferrer may hawak ng bola, ginugulo ng depensa ni Pecolera. Esisima hands it off. Let's see ano magiging opensa as Esisima travels. Malayong-layong traveling yan as Olivares has another turnover. It's, you know, it would be interesting to see ilang turnovers ng Olivares in this game.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Oh, there's some extra motion there. That's not good.
Oh, that's... involving Pecolera and Ferrer.
Yeah, that's not good right there.
Yeah, the officials will be checking that one. As let's see, as the officials are checking. Talagang magkamukha itong si Topacio saka si Pecolera, no? Pag nagtabi.
Yeah. Pareñas, right?
Yeah,
Pareñas and
Pareñas.
Topacio. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Pareñas pala, no?
Yeah, they look like brothers. They play the same, too. That's the crazy part. One, you know, they can shoot from the outside. They're quick. They're gritty. They're smart. You know, that's why I think this team has they have such a great ceiling when you really look at their team. They got good guards. Now they are adding Coleman to the crew, as we can see here what happened. Oh, there's that extra motion right there.
Oh. So, let's see. As Coach Paul Ramos is also pleading his case with the referees. And we also see Coleman talking to Onyebuchi and Ehebem there.
Oh, yeah. The guys ahead of him, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The guys that were there before him. The guys that has paved the way for Coleman here to succeed. I like Coleman's game. Like you were saying, he plays like a 2 or a 3. He's maybe, what, in the 6'6", 6'7" range?
Yeah.
And he plays like that. So it kind of reminds you of like a lankier Kenneth Umba.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a more skilled, lanky one, like a KD version.
I agree with that. And his advantage is he can shoot comfortably from the perimeter.
Yes, exactly.
As we'll be checking on this one. Oh.
Oh, yeah, there it is, the unsportsmanlike foul.
So that's not good for Olivares because they are down by 12 and yet you have been called for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, you know, you get it. You get players get frustrated, things aren't going your way, and emotions get flared up. That's just basketball, you know. That's part of being an athlete. And you know, these guys are young. These guys are gonna do things like that. They're gonna make mistakes. I'm sure they're gonna learn from it. I'm sure Coach Mike Sagigit will drill into Ferrer not to do that next time. So, you know, Guangming needs to take advantage of these opportunities, and like we just said, Pareñas did.
It's now a 14-point lead for Guangming Flying Dragons as they are doing well in this second quarter. Initially, it was the Olivares Sea Lions who made a comeback in the second quarter and got that momentum before Guangming launched their own run as Losada has it. 6 seconds to shoot. He has to put it up. Losada hits nothing but the side of the board. So the ball is with Olivares. Ferrer, binigay ngayon. Let's see how will the offense go. Oh, look at that. They have been having those problems yun sa mga hand-off passing lanes nila.
Yeah, they're very, very timid when it comes to DHOs and passing in between passing lanes because one of the things I noticed is they look scared of Guangming. They're not intentful with their pass. It's not a crisp pass. It's not a fake pass into the opposite side. It's not a DHO where you're really rubbing shoulder to shoulder. It's more of just like going through the motions. So let's see if they can fix it here.
Meanwhile, Ferrer launches a three. No good. Rebound naman ni Pecolera. Or rather, that was Samson. And look at this. Coleman. Balik kay Samson. Samson. No good. And I think the one problem for Coleman right now talaga yung physicality. No? Parang hirap siyang, nakita mo kanina yung parang nahirapan siya dun sa bangga niya kay Esisima eh.
Yeah, it was one bump and he didn't go through it anymore.
And that is another foul. I believe that will be on Coleman. Oh, third foul.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And now Victor Pineda is coming into the game. So Coleman hasn't really gotten his groove since that first quarter.
Yeah. So Lee Marin will be going to the 15-foot line for 2 free throws.
You know, Marin is also one of those guys that can really affect the game well for Olivares, except for that free throw, of course. Commentators jinx, but you see some flashes with Marin. You know, he shot that mid-range J in the first quarter pretty smoothly. You could see he has some game to him. So, you know, him, Alan Vergara, they're going to have a lot of shoes to fill here for Olivares.
So let's see. It's still a long way to go. A 13-point lead. And, you know, we have seen a lot of stranger things in collegiate basketball, that a double-digit deficit can be cut down in an instant. As we see, Akinede double team. Akinede puts it up. No good. Rebound. Mpek. And we were talking about wiping out the double-digit deficit. You know, we just saw in NBA.
Yeah, for
a
sure.
29-point lead wiped out.
Yeah.
And that was in finals. As we take a look at Lee Marin with that amazing layup.
Yeah, Lee Marin has some game to him. You know, you could tell by the way he moves. You could tell the way he weaves through the court. Right there, prime example. He gets to the right side of the court, gets a Euro step, uses the rim as protection, and finishes with an English.
Meanwhile, nahirapan sa opensa ngayon. Si Arneo binigay ngayon kay Topacio. Topacio against... Oh! What a pass! Pero nagmintis itong si Akinede. Tumatakbo ngayon si Lee. Marin goes through the basket.
Wow.
Sees daylight.
Yeah, Marin is that guy right now for Olivares. If I was them, I would try to set him up in good opportunities, and that's going to be a timeout called by Coach Paul Ramos.
And ladies and gentlemen, timeout is called by the Flying Dragons of Guangming College. And we will be back dito sa Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kiko Malikdem, Justin Alfonso, and we are live here in ENDERUN Colleges for the continuation of this matchup. We have 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining. The Guangming Flying Dragons are on top by 9 points over the Olivares Sea Lions, and a double team there. Pero nakita ng libre tres. Yes, yes, yes.
Wow. I love Brian Topacio. He's always so ready to shoot. He reminds me of L.A. Tenorio, the way he shoots. It's a set shot above the head. I like his game.
You know, if Brian Topacio was given an additional inch sa height, naku, ang daming mahihirapan talaga dito. Right now nga, maliit pa lang siya, pero ang dami nang nahihirapan. What more if another inch was added sa height niya?
I think it just goes to show how talented our guards are here in college basketball in the Philippines. I mean, when you think about it, there's maybe 8 to 12 prime time programs in the Philippines, and I think that's being generous. So let's say there's 5 really prime time programs in the Philippines. You know, you could name them, and outside of that, there's still so many really, really good guards. I mean, it's amazing to see, and Brian Topacio is one of those guys. EJ Castillo, Kylo Chavo, these guys are really tough guards to play and watch. So I love how Topacio is really coming into his own here for Guangming, except for that turnover. But he was forced into that situation.
Yeah, he had no more space there. Pero I agree with what you said, Brian Topacio being one of those top collegiate guards that we have seen, especially here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. As timeout is called, 11-point lead para sa Guangming Flying Dragons. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kiko Maligdem, Justin Alfonso, final 36 seconds of the first half ng labanang Olivares College at Guangming College GMC kontra OC. At syempre, ito yung mga teams na nasa South, no? And I believe these teams, have met several times in previous tournaments. Pero for this year yata, ito yung mga first few times nila nakita din, no? And I'm pretty sure they're very, very familiar with each other as we take a look at a fake, a shot there, Mintes second last. And here comes Guangming, and there is a foul called. Parang inintay talaga ni Arnejo, si Aquinete.
You like that play from Arnejo, looking like you're going to pull it back out. Let's see that replay. It's actually Samson. Looks like he was gonna pull it back out. Victor Aquinete does a great job rim running. That's one of the fundamental things you teach the bigs, is you gotta go rim to rim, paint to paint when you're running, especially when your guards know how to pass. And Guangming, they're an unselfish team. I don't think I've seen a team that's this unselfish. These guys are not afraid to move the ball at all. And if you have guards like that, if you're Victor Aquinete, if you're Coleman, if you're Prosper Onyebuchi, your goal is to always rim run, and you're gonna get the ball.
Oh, a miss there by Aquinete, split from the line. So the score is 43-31. 9.67 seconds remaining. Vergara may hawak ng bola ngayon. His pass, almost totally angot. Binigay naman ang tres. No good. Not Mintes. 1 second. No good. And ladies and gentlemen, after 20 minutes of basketball action, the score is 43-31. A 12-point lead by the Guangming Flying Dragons behind the hot hands of Jomari Pecolera. And they are leading after first half. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 20 minutes have been in the history books, and it's a 12-point lead for Guangming, 43-31 as we take a look at the stats at halftime. Look at the three-point shooting of Guangming. They are very hot, 7 out of 12 from the three-point range compared to just 1 out of 11 para sa Olivares. And look at the turnovers, 12 already for Olivares, only 10 para sa Guangming. As we take a look at the top scorers of each team, for Olivares, we have Canlas Marin with 7 points apiece, then Vergara with 4. Para naman sa Guangming, we have Pecolera with 10, Topacio with 9, and Pareñas with 7, the three-headed monsters for the Guangming College Flying Dragons, reigning supreme, Justin, dito sa first half ng labanang OC at GMC.
Of course, Olivares, ironically, shooting better than Guangming, but also one stat that Olivares is doing better is the rebounding. Olivares is at 14 rebounds, meanwhile the Guangming colleges are at 11. So you would think things are going, Olivares' way. They just have to be more efficient on the offensive end, and there you go. You cannot foul early into this quarter, not even 15 seconds into this quarter. They're already fouling, sending Victor Akineda to the line.
And it's 43-31 in Akinede. And like what you said, only 14 seconds have gone by in this third quarter. May foul agad. Goes to show yung parang defense, medyo hindi pa handa ang Olivares.
And that's a pet peeve of a coach. If I was ever a coach, that would be my number one pet peeve. One is if you make a mistake right after a timeout, first possession after a timeout, you make a mistake, and first possession outside of a quarter break, and especially a halftime break, that's going to get on my nerves. So I'm sure Coach Mike Sagigit's not happy about that foul.
As you see, Marin, binigay kay Sisima, not his zone. Sisima, naghanap ng mapapasan. He gives it up. Oh, almost a turnover. Ito talaga, hindi pa sila nagkakaamuyan. And like what we've said, medyo siguro one of the factors bakit ganito medyo nagugulat yung mga basketball aficionados. Bakit parang ang laki ng lamang ng Guangming over OC? We have to take note that parang they're going through a change of era ang Olivares with the graduation of some of their key players.
Yeah, in that possession, just no chemistry at all.
Sonido, 3 seconds. Kailangan dumepensa. And there is a 3-second violation. Masakit-sakit yan for Olivares, as not only they committed a foul early on, hindi pa sila nakagawa, or they committed a turnover in their first possession sa third quarter.
Olivares needs to really sharpen things up on the offensive end if they want to come back in this game.
Ito naman si Losada, binigay ngayon kay Pecolera. Losada, siya naman daw sa 3, air ball. Oh! And there was a push. Mautak din no? As there's a slippery portion, and they want to, the officials wanted to double check muna, no? To avoid any.
You never want to see slip spots like that, but here they're calling this play called diamond. It looks like a triangle formation into this inbound play. I feel like this might be a lob for Akinede or a decoy for a three-point play.
Pero ito si Akinede, Pareñas, may tangan ng bola. Nawala na naman ng bola kay Losada. And the pass, naagaw. Here comes Dim Mayuga. Tumatakbo ngayon si Dim Mayuga. Binigay ngayon kay Marin. Marin has the possession. Marin having a hard time with the basketball. He recovers it. Marin, he drives to the basket and makes the basket.
Lee Marin is one of those guys for Olivares. I really like his gameplay. Lee Marin, the leading scorer in the first half for Olivares, now up to 9 points here in this ball game.
Let's see as here comes Pecolera. Pecolera has it. Pecolera, 3, no good. Rebound by Sisima. He gives it to Vergara. Allen, survey the field. Vergara, pinasa na agaw ni Pecolera. Oh, what a spin move. Tumatakbo ngayon si Pecolera. Pecolera gets it to Losada. Now, Akinyede draws.
Oh!
Opportunity for Victor Akinyede.
I like that from Victor Akinyede, showing us the brute force, showing us the aggressiveness. Look at this. He goes up strong against a more muscular Sisima. And, you know, Victor Akinyede, we don't usually see that. Sometimes we always say he needs to be stronger. He needs to be more powerful. And now we're seeing that from Victor Akinyede. And we like that development for this young man.
Definitely, Justin. This, we have been saying na yun yung weak point niya, parang ang dali niyang i-push. Pero that time around, he was aggressive and that resulted to an end one opportunity.
You know, Victor Akinyede, that right there too, another improvement. He made that free throw shot.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things I always talk about as well is when you're starting to be more aggressive in your actions on the court, more than likely, you're going to start becoming more confident about everything else in your game. Di ba pag naglalaro tayo ng, let's say, you know, just a pickup game sa court sa barangay. When you're playing aggressive, when you're playing well, when you're doing the right things, you play good. You start doing a lot more things better. But then pag petics ka lang, petics din lahat, hindi ka usually at your best. So Victor Akinyede playing this aggressive, I feel like is a positive thing.
I would agree with that. Ito, Akinyede, speaking of Akinyede, siya na naman nakakuha ng rebound. And that is the result of Akinyede's, you know, being aggressive. Nakatakbo agad ang Guangming pero nagminti sila sa tres. Ito naman si Mpek. And look at how Victor Akinyede is playing right now. He's playing inspired basketball.
Yeah, you know, that's what we're saying. When you really let the energy flow, you bring yourself to the game where you're at in the present moment, the more you're gonna get that flow state. And right now I feel like Victor Akinyede is finally achieving flow state in this game, and he's playing the way Victor Akinyede should be playing.
And right now nakascore na naman si Marin, pero ito nagmintis si Pareñas. And now here comes Vergara, nagdadala ng bola, being guarded by Pecolera. Pinasa kay Mpek. Mpek hands it off to Vergara. And look at that. Balik. Pero Akinyede with another steal. Here comes Lozada. Balik kay Akinyede. Pero masyadong mababa ang pasa ni Lozada kay Akinyede.
You know, that should have been a lob. I really feel like that should have been a lob to Akinyede. I think Akinyede had all the momentum to be able to jump up and get after that ball. So good break here for Victor Akinyede. Quality minutes. That 4.5 or that 3.5 minute run there by Victor Akinyede is really, really good.
Wow! Oh, wow! Look at that, Alan Vergara. Vergara, one of the key holdovers ni Coach Mike, and a lot is expected para sa young man na to.
Yeah, you know, only 4 points in the first half, now 6 in the game. So nice to see him be more aggressive here. And like we said in the pregame, he's going to be one of those guys that needs to be aggressive. Like you said, one of the holdovers of Coach Mike Sagigit. He knows the system. He knows how Coach Mike works. So he should be an aggressor for this team, because when you really look at it, who else is there to be aggressive? It's pretty much just Lee Marin, Harold Canlas, and pretty much Alan Vergara. That's pretty much it that you could really say that can be consistent on the offensive end. So I think Alan Vergara should take more control on creating for himself and his team.
As we see Lozada hitting 2 for 2 sa free throw. As they're on top by 13 points. Vergara looking for Mpek pero hindi niya mapasahan. Mendoza has it. Binigay ngayon kay Marin. Marin, he drives. And there was a foul called. As most likely that would be on number 1. That would be on Pecolera.
You know, Guangming needs to be careful. I think they need to keep playing the way they've been playing when they were able to build this lead up. You can't let up. You can't let up, especially to a team like Olivares, whose DNA is tough. Yes, they might not have it all together right now. They might not be the best glued team in Season 5, but they're tough. They have toughness DNA. They have Coach Mike Sagigit as a coach that's never going to give up on any game. You know, and you got guys like Lee Marie and Alan Vergara who can really affect the game and get hot. So, you know, Guangming needs to be careful. They don't want to get too comfortable here against Olivares.
And a miss there by Marin. they needed more of that. So tignan natin as Marine has been very active sa opensa dito sa third quarter. But Olivares needs more of that dito sa third quarter, especially they are down by 12 points. 5:41 remaining as there was a challenge on the previous play or call. And the officials are in the review center checking right now just to make sure that they're going to make the right call. So let's see as officials will now inform us what is their final decision on that matter.
Sometimes when I look at the coaches of Guangming, it makes me want to be a coach. They look so passionate about what they do. Coach Paul Ramos, the way he coaches his team, he's more of that like Phil Jackson type. He'll sit down, he'll let his assistants kind of lead the way for a bit, and when things get a little chippy and he needs to take more control, he's there right away. He knows what to do right away. So. And when you watch Guangming, they have a good system. They're not a holdover team, so it's gonna be or throwaway team. Sorry, they're not a throwaway team. So it's nice to see that programs out of the elite programs here in the nation are disorganized.
At pakapi-kapi na lang no?
Ti nga ata eh.
Ay, ti.
Nakita ko may parang
alam mo sa tsa.
Yung string tapos may paper.
Oh,
Minsan may mga pa yun may mga quotes pa yun.
Ay talaga, di ka.
Minsan makikita mo doon I am everything, I am the universe.
Wow. Parang yun meron ba tayo ini-sponsor? And the officials are checking it thoroughly. Hindi pa sila lumalabas. Kanina nag-break na sila ng huddle pero ngayon chinek nila just to make sure. Kasi mahirap na lalo na one call can make or break yung momentum for both squads. So tingnan natin. And checking on the 5 on the floor, Mendoza, Sagigit, Empek, Marine, and of course Canlas making up the Olivares. Sa kabila naman si Coleman, si Arnejo, si Topacio, si number 4, and that is Jad Silvio. Sila yung magbe-make up ng 5 or round up the 5 players para sa Guangming. As the officials are already here. So tumatakbo na sila to our table officials for the official announcement.
The review for the challenge was inconclusive and it has been nullified. The call stands Olivares basketball.
So it's inconclusive, so Olivares will retain the possession.
Sometimes technology still can't win. It's still hard to see certain angles. Even though we have the technology to be able to replay, look at different things, look at different angles. So sometimes technology still can't win.
And of course, yung angulo talaga siguro, medyo pa. Hindi kita doon. That's why it was declared as inconclusive. So possession will go to Olivares. So tignan natin ngayon. Parang sinasabi, naalala ko tuloy angles no? Si Coach Mike, mayroon siyang sinasabi, angles and reads. Diba?
I like that.
As we see Marin, he gets it to Mendoza, 4 seconds, Mendoza, no good. Rebound won by Arneo, and now Arneo is on the run. Arneo, we're on a foot race. Ooh, what a fake there, pero hindi pumasok. Rebound ni Empek, and now Sagigit, may hawak ng bola. Sagigit gets a pick from Mendoza. Mendoza, naghahanap ng bola si Empek. And Empek nang gigigil. He wants that basketball. He wants to score. but he was not given that opportunity to get hold of that ball. Wow, rhyming yun.
Wow, pwede na mag-poetry.
Yes.
Baka may poetry slam dyan mamaya sa BGC.
Oh yeah, oh, man.
Diba? Open mic. Gusto mong sumali, Gigo.
Pwede.
Pwede.
May bars.
Bars, exactly.
Right now, Arneo binigay kay Coleman. Coleman, he will try to break the defense of MPEC. Coleman, jumper, no good. And now Sagigit, may hawak ng bola. Sagigit, all the way to the hoop. Oh, yes, sir.
You know, that would make me a little bit frustrated with Coleman there. Coleman takes a shot outside the system, takes a one dribble pull-up mid-range that's not in rhythm, and then he comes back down on the defensive end and let that layup go straight into his lane. He could have helped a little bit. So good to see that he's still on the floor here for Coach Paul Ramos. The trust is still there.
And right now, Darden. Oh, he misses that one. Now, nakay Sagigit ang bola. Sagigit tumatakbo. He made the basket last time around. Let's see, Mendoza on top of the key. Walang mapasan. Lumabas ngayon si Canlas. Back to Sagigit. And now Marin, jumper. Oh, yes, sir.
I like Marin. You know, Lee Marin is such a composed player. You know, he was there in the mid-range. Usually they're camping at the three-point line in the corner, but he's there in the mid-range where the space was open.
And Lee Marin has been leading the offense of Olivares here in the second half. He has scored 7 in this third quarter and more importantly cuts the deficit to just 8. We'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kiko Maligdam, Justin Alfonso, and we are live here in ENDERUN Colleges for the resumption of this game between Olivares College Sea Lions and Guangming Flying Dragons. And Justin, so far, we have seen Olivares trying to mount a comeback. But do you believe they have what it takes to make this comeback, especially itong Olivares suddenly nawawala yung momentum sa kanila?
Yeah, I think so. You know, they brought it back to 8 points, and now they get a steal here, and Canlas will take it. But there's some brightness here starting to show in between the cracks of the Guangming lead. So it's all about the players now executing. Like we've been saying all broadcast long, Coach Mike Sagigit, he's a veteran coach. He knows how to coach a squad. It's all about his players buying in and executing to whatever it is Coach Mike Sagigit is trying to teach them. So let's see here in the last 13 minutes and 36 seconds of regulation if Olivares can execute. That's their only missing thing here in this game.
Labanan ng Tagaytay at Parañaque. Olivares at Guangming. As a split from the free throw line para kay Harold. Here comes Arnejo, 19 seconds to shoot. And there is a foul. Foul on Marin. So let's see as
Yeah, I don't think Coleman did anything wrong. I think he just ran into Coleman. And
oh yeah.
I think he got hit in the stomach and lost a bit of his air there.
Yeah, and especially Coleman is, well, he's a bit taller. Siyempre, pag tumatakbo ka talagang parang a gut punch, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang, pero matagal pa ako makarecover. But hopefully, he'll be okay. Kasi may momentum siya when he hit the back of Coleman.
Yeah, you can see the recoil of how he hit Coleman's body. So let's see here. Let's see what the referees will decide. But I feel like it wasn't unnecessary. There was nothing excessive from Coleman's actions at all.
So let's see officials now reviewing it. 50-43, 3:23 remaining.
I like how every time the officials leave the review table, both coaches are asking for them to see what really happened. Curious what they're going to call here. If it's going to be a foul, if it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul, is it going to be a no call?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a flop? You know, it just truly, let's see what they're going to say here.
Siyempre, yung mga officials, they have a better angle on that one, lalo yung mga views, yung mga review. So let's see. So I guess the call stands.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a foul called, so Arnejo. And Sean Arnejo is in the 15-foot line. 2 free throws. First free throw is good for Sean. And so far, Sean has scored 4 points in this game.
Arnejo particularly quiet in this game. Usually one of the aggressors as well off the bench for Guangming. He's one of those slashers that can really get to the paint.
52-43, 3:20 remaining. Sagigit. Quality minutes for this young man. A 3, no good. Rebound by Angot. You know, I like the way itong si Sagigit plays. No? He's not that flashy, but he gets the job done. Yung parang he really finds his open teammates.
Yeah, you know, he's a coach's son, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you know how coach's sons play. They play high IQ. They play within the system. They don't want to piss their dad off, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're talking about the coach's son.
Yes.
Pero ito si Marin. Oh, there's a foul on Samson.
We like that move from Marin. You know, I think that's one of the lost arts in basketball is just that jab step into a pull-up mid-range J. You know, I know a guy that does that pretty well. I think he might be good in basketball. I think his name is Kobe Bryant.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he might be good. I don't know. But he does that a lot. He does that jab, okay? You forward it a little bit. You opened up your stance a little bit. You take another jab, and then you pull up into that. He's out of position, might foul you, and that's what Marin did.
As Marin is in the 15-foot line right now. Marin, second one. Oh no, he missed that. 3:02 remaining. 43-52. Three-point shot, no good. Sky up for the board. Team Empek. Munti ka na mawala ang bola sa kanya. As here comes Di Mayuga. Binigay kay Angot. Angot, he drives. Di Mayuga! No good. There is a foul. Oh!
That's a huge, huge call there. And, you know, you'd like to see MPEC now being more active on the offensive end. And what I like about it, too, he's not camping in the paint anymore. He learned from his lesson.
And fourth personal foul on Coleman. And obviously, he's affected with those calls. And he has to be very careful because the officials might, might call a technical on him for resentment of call.
And, it's been the first quarter since we've really seen him play well, those first 5 points. And he's kind of disappeared slowly here in this game. But good thing they have a 9-point lead right now against Olivares.
And a good thing for them is that Akinede is playing well. Just imagine if Akinede is also not playing well,
Right.
then that would spell doom for Guangming because they need the help of big men.
Right.
As their guards are doing the damages, they need front court help also.
I think you're absolutely right. I think now that Victor Akineda is playing well, that's a good thing for Guangming. Now, the guards of Guangming is doing pretty well. But the thing is, I think the missing link here is that true 3-and-D defender. I mean, that tough guy. That's the Kurt Naktautau. That's the Joshua Hamyas. 3-and-D, probably could play the 4 at times. I don't think they have that yet. If you look on the floor right now, it's pretty much almost 4 guards and 1 big. Darden is like a 2 or a 3 at most, So the rest are 1s and 2s. So they don't have that 3-4. The true banger, gets things done on defense, gets the rebound, good defender.
I agree with that. Last time around, when Naktautau and Hamyas was there, they both alternate on that 3-and-D. And right now, both have graduated and move on to the MPBL. They're left with guards. But let's see, Marin, double team. He has to pass the ball. Empek wants it. Pero hindi nakita siya. Angot, may dala ng bola. 13 seconds remaining. A tres, no good. And look at Angot, hustle for the basketball. Sagigit has it, fresh 13 in the shot clock. And there you go. Empek has it. Empek. Oh, he travels there. Naguluhan sa maraming kamay at depensa ni Akinede.
Like Victor Akinede just keeping his hands up there. Verticality. He didn't try to reach over. He didn't try to bump. He just kept his hands up. And they were able to get that traveling.
52-45, 7-point lead, 1:40 remaining. Here comes Darden. Darden almost lost that one. Someone is free for the 3. No good. 1:27 remaining. Hawak ngayon ng Olivares ang bola. Angot has a basketball. Malayo sa kanyang comfort zone. Angot, pinasa. Tres. Oh, yes! From Dimayuga.
And just like that, when we were saying earlier in the first half, Guangming can't get comfortable against Olivares. It's happening now. It's only down to a 4-point lead.
And we're yet to see the explosion from the guards of Guangming.
Oh!
And Darden was able to score on that one. 54-48. They needed that one.
Yeah, that's a big shot from Adam Darden. I mean, look at that. Drives through the hips. And when he goes up strong and tries to kiss it high off the glass. But good thing it didn't touch the glass as...
Si Darden, mahilig sa pag-carry ng bola.
Yeah.
Parang I remember that one with Sean Kemp. Yung sa slam dunk contest, yung pag-carry niya.
Ooh.
You have to nalata yung edad natin no?
I gotta go on YouTube and find that.
Oh yeah. As you take a look at Darden completing the 3-point play opportunity.
Great minutes coming from Adam Darden there in that play.
55-48. Let's see. As it momentarily stopped the momentum of Olivares. Pero tingnan natin kung babawi ang Olivares here. Ooh! Look at the pesky defense of KJ Pareñas.
There's one thing about when you're being defended by pesky guards. You just take one direction. You beat them one move, beat him up the court, stop at the half court, set your play. You don't want to go zigzag against players like that.
Atres naman nagmintes. Here comes Topacio. 13 seconds. Binigay kay Pareñas. Victor hands it off to Topacio. Topacio, 6 seconds. There's a foul.
Great job there, attacking the hip of Enpek. You know, I think when you really attack that top lead foot, it's so hard to try and open up again. So sometimes those bigs get stuck and they just try to move their hips to try and stop them, and that's going to be a foul.
And right now, Topacio makes that first free throw. Ito yung sinasabi natin, we want to know kung kamusta na ba yung mga guards ng mga guards ng Guangming na napakainit ng first half. And right now, Topacio scoring 2 for 2 in that try.
That's all about a stop here for Guangming.
57-48, 26 seconds remaining. Sa gigit, naagawan na naman. Look at the defense of Pareñas. Earlier, he forced a turnover, and right now, naagawan niya si Sagigit. 12 seconds remaining. Pareñas, 3, pero may offensive foul.
Offensive foul, number 35. Victor Enderuran, his third foul.
So there's no challenge. You know, Coach Paul Ramos tried to challenge that, but I don't think that's a challengeable call there. But let's see what happened here. We have the replay.
Oh, there, moving screen. Masyadong obvious yun. Yung kay Patrick Ewing dati, puwet lang yung lumalabas. Ito talaga sinundan niya si Sagigit. Let's see. Ooh.
Oh,
man.
And that's that. Gotta keep it kiss. Gotta keep it simple, sweet. I don't know why he tried to throw it behind his head to a teammate behind him. Alan Vergara knows better than that.
0.8 of a second. And ladies and gentlemen, after 3 quarters, it's 57-48. A 9-point lead para sa Guangming Flying Dragons over the Olivares Sea Lions. Babalik tayo mga kaliga sa Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5.
We started ang family business talaga namin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live here in ENDERUN Colleges for the continuation of this matchup between the Olivares Sea Lions and Guangming Flying Dragons. We're on top, or the Guangming Flying Dragons is on top by 9 points, 57-48. My name is Kiko Maligdem, along with Justin Alfonso, and there is an early turnover para sa Olivares. Not a way to start the fourth and final quarter, Justin.
Yeah, you know, for this to only now be a 9-point lead, Guangming got a little bit too comfortable. And Olivares, like we said earlier, you can't take it easy on a team like this. They're going to always be tough. They're always going to try to be in the game. They might be not gluing well, but they're always going to fight. They're always trying to get that win.
Ito naman si Pecolera. Tumira ng tres naman si Samson. No good. It's 57-48 still.
If you're Olivares here, execute. Try to get a better option on offense. Try to cut this lead down. And just try really getting the best shot. Create some momentum for you going down the fourth.
Ito Vergara. Has it. Looking for a teammate. Di Mayuga wants it. Nasa gitna Di Mayuga ang bola. 4 seconds. The pass. Oh no!
Wow. Good defense coming from Guangming. If they play this kind of intense defense throughout the rest of the fourth quarter, they're going to win this game. That's all they need to do, because that kind of defensive intensity will carry on to their offense, and I'm sure that's going to give them confidence to continue to run what works for their squad.
And oh, what a pass there.
Look at that. Beautiful basketball, flow state basketball. Great defensive possession, getting that stop. Now going back down on the offensive end, getting into that motion set, and going backdoor when the player is overplaying. Just absolutely great reads coming from Guangming players.
And one thing I've noticed, the performance of the Guangming Flying Dragons in the next Man Cup of Pinoyliga Cup, you know, has given them the confidence. Ngayon, dati pala, no, pag nakikita mo sila, parang nahihiya pa sila ngayon. Talagang they're really confident inside the basketball court kahit sino pa kalaban nila.
That's key. You know, you got to be confident in everybody you play. You want to go in there with the mentality, we're going to beat any team put in front of us.
As we see Vergara, naghanap ng papasahan. Di Mayuga. Ooh! That was far away from home.
You know, Olivares not shooting well at all from the three-point line. You know, in the first 3 quarters, only 12%.
As we take a look at the extreme defensive play brought to you by Extra Melly Sweets, featuring Angot there. And now, let's see what will be the play for the Guangming Flying Dragons. Losada bumanat ng tres. Kapos.
You know, those are the type of shots that are uncalled for. You know, you're up. Run the offense. Get some of your options out there. Maybe go to the third, the fourth, the fifth, sixth option in the set.
So let's see. 7:57 remaining. Vergara binigay kay Sonido. Sonido hands it over to Canlas. 11 seconds. Nowhere to go for Canlas. He was able to pass the ball inside to Sonido. No good. Esisimal. Hindi pa rin pasok. And Arneo grabs the board. Here comes Samson. Samson blocked. Public display of rejection from Lee Marin.
And you're starting to really like the defensive continuity here for Guangming. I mean, pressuring the low post. When Esisima gets it down low, you see the pressure, you see the hounding of the defense. Also, when it gets swung, when the shot goes up, everybody gang rebounding the ball. And then when they get it, when they see they have numbers, they're going to push it. That's the kind of basketball you'd like to see from Guangming.
And now, Arnejo, pinasa ngayon. And look at this. Pecolera, Arnejo, Pecolera, tres! Yes, yes, yes!
Look at that basketball. Best way to beat a 2-3 zone is by moving that ball. They went inside out, inside out. Beautiful play coming from Guangming.
7:08 remaining. Canlas, he drives. Undergoes stab, no good. And now Guangming running. Binigay kay Darden. Darden hands it over to Samson. Binigay kay Arnejo. Arnejo, 14 seconds to shoot. Here comes Akinede. And now Darden. Darden, he drives. Darden loses it. Tumatakbo si Lee. Here comes Marin. Spin move. Marin. Slow-mo. And he was able to get a foul.
See, that's the thing about forced shots. You know, forced long shots usually are going to become long rebounds, and long rebounds usually turn into what? Fast break, and that's what Olivares did there. The moments that Guangming was not taking these long forced shots, they were able to run the clock down, get to their best option, and then go back on defense and get stops. But, you know, still good minutes coming from Darden. It's just, you know, that one mistake right there, that could have changed a lot.
61-48. And right now nakikita ko yung pwedeng pumalit for Lactaw-Taw and Hamias. Itong si Losada, no? If he could develop his offense. Kasi depensa na dun eh. Pero yung offense, yun yung kulang pa.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's big enough. I think he's skilled enough. And like you said, just all about defense.
6:27 remaining. 50-60. 11-point lead. Let's see. Topacio.
Oh
Boom!
my God. Brian Topacio is all reliable. You can always rely on this guy to make the big time shots.
Pero ito naman si Angot. Fearless drive, and there was a foul. Naunahan niya yung depensa ng Guangming at the time.
You know, like we keep saying, this team is tough. Olivares is tough. I think that's just in their DNA. I'm sure they practice hard. They never give up on each other.
As we take a look at the long-range shot brought to you by LGR, featuring Brian Topacio. Kala ko may pabaril-baril siya, yung pala.
Swimming lang.
Swimming.
Swimming lang.
Eh, parang ginagawa mo yung ano natin.
Ay, hindi po ko yun.
Ay, di ba? You vlog, it's vlog time.
Long time.
As Angot makes a free throw there. (51-64), ladies and gentlemen. 5:54 remaining. Topacio, boom!
Dude, Brian Topacio is an absolute beast. I mean, I love this game. That's LA Tenorio for Guangming.
My goodness, kanina sinasabi natin na sana yung mga guards, three-headed monsters. And ladies and gentlemen, ito na po sila. And look at that. Wow, what a great follow-up there.
Yeah, you got to get that rebound, though, if you're Guangming. I mean, had so many chances to get that board.
As Angot has been active so far. So let's see. Arnejo being guarded by Vergara. Balik ngayon kay Arnejo. Oh! They have to minimize that one.
Yeah.
Kasi the more na binibigyan nila ng opportunity ang kanilang kalaban to come back here.
You know, you minimize Olivares to less possessions, and then you maximize yourselves to more possessions, longer possessions, more efficient possessions. Try not to go scoreless more than 2 possessions in a row. You know, that would be my game plan if I'm Guangming moving forward. You play to win, and you never play to lose.
5:03 remaining, halfway through the 4th and final quarter. Labanan ng Olivares Sea Lions at Guangming Flying Dragons. 3. No good. Nagbinti si Ignacio. Oh, what a save there by Angot. Tingnan natin, Lee Marin. Marin, elbow jumper. It's good.
You know, Lee Marin, complete game from this guy. He's going to be the future of Olivares without a doubt. I think now it's up to him. How is he going to be a leader? How am I going to get my guys better moving forward here?
And now Pecolera may tanga ng bola. Pecolera naghahanap ng papasahan. Binigay kay Topacio. Oh, what a fake by Topacio. What a heads-up play there.
Wow. I mean, Topacio just has that veteran savviness.
Yes.
You know, it just comes with the times. It comes with the experience. It's hard to teach that. I think it's more on basketball instincts, playing a lot more games, drilling, making sure that you really work on what you need to work on. That's pretty much it.
4:19 remaining. Malayo pa ang game. Pwede pang umabol, but Olivares must fire on all cylinders right now. They have to start their engines running. And Brian Topacio, 7 points in this fourth quarter, including that free throw. 18 points total in this game. And right now, yung dalawang FSA ng Olivares, they're not scoring offensively. Kailangan niyan tulong on that one. If I'm not mistaken, Esisima has not yet scored a basket, while itong si Empek has only 5 points.
That just goes to show the defensive game plan of Guangming is working. They're trying to quick double him in the paint. They're trying to push him out the paint. So great game plan here coming from Guangming.
As we take a look at Vergara's 4:07 remaining double team, and there is a foul call.
You know, you already had a trap. You don't need a foul. You know, that's one of the things that some Asian guards are pulled out for the game. If you foul him with less than, when our name is not Japanese, you gotta take him out.
Ito naman ang si Limarin, who has the hot hand offensively para sa Olivares, pero nagmintis siya, and there you go. Empek frustrated sa kanyang sarili for missing that one. But nandun yung power dribble.
There's that, that power dribble that he loves to do.
Oh yeah. Hindi niya magawa kanina no, kasi to be fair for Empek, he was asking for the ball several times pero hindi siya nabibigyan.
Yeah. Coleman's talking to the referee, saying that he's getting pulled every time he boxes out. But Empek, you know, like you said before, has a really soft touch from the free throw line.
Oh, yes. Let's see, Empek. Well, look at that. I really like the flick.
Yeah, very
Sa
fundamental.
receive. Oh, yeah. If he could only develop his, yung footwork niya, pati yung offensive, niya, that he would be great. As you see Coleman. Oh, look at the move by Coleman. Pero na dulas. And Coleman, you know, is trying to talk to the referee. He has to be very careful.
Yeah, and Coleman's a little bit out of control right now in the fourth quarter. I think he's trying to be more aggressive, which is good. And, you know, let's see how he can do it efficiently.
I think Coleman is really frustrated with the defense shown by the Olivares College. You know, he has the offense or the skills, pero he needs to really focus yung mindset niya, no?
Oh, some extra activity here.
You know, Coleman has already 4 fouls. Has to be careful.
Oh, that's Coleman's gone.
Yeah, he started the game on a bright spot. He had a great start in this game.
Yeah.
But when Olivares saw that he's good on offense, naging physical yung game sa kanya, he lost control.
Yeah, yeah. And you would wonder, right? Like,
And look at that, Empek. Si Empek cool, calm collected, no?
yeah. You know, you would wonder why Coleman has been around different programs in the last 2 or 3 years, and you would wonder if this was part of that. You know, him getting out of control. No, I don't want to say out of control, but getting in his emotions a little bit here. But
Yeah, he has to focus.
Yeah.
Because right now, I really believe he has the potential. He has the skills.
for sure. Yeah. I agree. I think Coleman is a very talented player. I think he's a very talented individual. He has the size, he has the length, he has the skill. But now it's all about staying composed in moments like this. Don't let the game and what's happening in the game get to you. You know, your talent is too good for that.
Especially your team is up
Of course.
by 11 points. And a technical foul may change the momentum. that's the second. If that's another technical, it's ejected.
Technical foul on number 3 of Pinoyliga College, JB Coleman, both for sportsmanlike conduct. JB Coleman had a technical foul earlier. JB Coleman is assessed with the disqualification or out of the playing court.
Wow, big development. Let's see here exactly what happened in that play. Travel, but no call there. Coleman spins. He just.
Oh yeah, Empek was not, doing anything. As we see Pecolera pop out si Topacio.
Wow. Brian Topacio is just that guy. He's that guy for Guangming, no doubt about it.
11 points in the fourth quarter. As we take a look inside, Lee Marin. Lee Marin is trying to challenge Guangming by himself. He has been he's the active player on offense for Olivares. He had 7 points in the first half, and then in the fourth quarter he has 4 points, and right now in the third quarter he has 8 points.
Yeah, Marin is that all-around guy. You know what's crazy? He reminds me of Kurt Tao. Body size, the way he's aggressive, the skill. He has that like MPBL talent, physically. He could shoot, he could run, he could get to the cup. So he's a good talent.
And right now, look at this. Yeah, I think he's reaching the 20-point mark already for Lee Marin. Slowly but surely. But with 3:05 remaining, just a 12-point lead. Ito na naman si Topacio!
Oh my goodness! Brian Topacio is absolutely scorching hot right now.
Pero Di Mayuga tumira ng 3. Yes, yes, yes! My goodness, Topacio has scored 14 in the fourth quarter. Let's see as Topacio, siya na naman. Will he create some space? Topacio wants it. Inside, Lozada travels. He should have given the ball up.
Exactly what I was about to say. Lozada attracted the defense. Why didn't he just kick it back out to the hot hand?
75-63, 2:31 remaining.
You see here, Coleman coming back to the floor. I think he's grabbing his stuff.
As we will see that three-pointer from Brian Topacio. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup Season 5. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kiko Maligdam, Justin Alfonso. And of course, we'd like to invite everyone to, the games can be seen live in the Pinoyliga YouTube channel. And also visit the Pinoyliga Facebook page for updates, schedules, as we see Angot. Oh, blocked there by Akinyede. Good intention for Angot. Pero ito, Akinyede, no good. And suddenly, action has picked up. Tumatakbo si Vergara. Oh, Marin, no good. Empek, no. Yes! Oh my! I thought that shot won't go in, but last second it went in. And we are in the last 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, as we see Samson binigay kay Akinyende. Now, woo!
Wow.
What a shot there from Pareñas.
You know, Topacio sits down on the bench, but then you still got Ken Pareñas to worry about. That's what I'm calling the three-headed guard. Now he gets that steal.
Pareñas.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh my goodness!
You know, the advantage of Pareñas, his frame can absorb those bumps. He can control himself. 79-65, 124 remaining. Hand off to Marin. Marin, he drives. Marin. Oh, and one opportunity for Lee Marin.
Lee Marin, I like his pace, you know, in that particular play. He wasn't speeding down the lane. He wasn't blindly fast. It's more of angles. You see here, he gets that jab. He cuts off the angle. And Akinyende was just in the wrong place, wrong time. He was able to draw that foul and convert.
But Olivares was very fortunate there because I believe there's miscommunication because MPEC and Marin would have bumped with each other had MPEC did not go to the other side. 79-67. 1:16 remaining. And Di Marin already has 17 points in the second half, plus 7 in the first half. That's a total of 24 already. 79-68. Arnejo, he has it, 114. Final 70 seconds. May pag-asa baba ang OC, Sea Lions to come back. Darden wasting precious seconds. 8 seconds remaining.
Oh,
offensive foul.
You know, that's a tough break here and a good stop coming from Olivares. You know, if you're Guangming, you got to get the stop. This is going to be a crucial stop moving forward.
And Darden was whistled for the 5 fouls. And ladies and gentlemen, we will hang on the air for the final 57 seconds remaining. 79-68. 11-point lead, ladies and gentlemen, for the Guangming Flying Dragons. And this is the first time that I've seen Coach Paul Ramos really
Upset.
upset. Yeah.
He's upset. You know, I think it's because Floyd Darden, right there, Floyd Darden, drove to his weak side, where he likes to drive that middle strong hand. So, you know, I understand why, especially this is a crucial moment in the game, 79-68 with a minute left to go, or a little less than a minute left to go. So you want to score, you know, you want to play to win, you want to score, you don't want to play to lose. So that was one of those moments where Darden should have just drove middle.
79-68. 57.54 seconds remaining. Guangming Flying Dragons are just less than a minute away for going to a 2-1 record, win-loss record. While Olivares nanganganib na bumagsak sa 0-2. So let's see. 57.54 seconds, mga kaliga.
There should be a delay of game if they're not gonna. See what's going on here.
So let's see. As we see Coach Mike Sagigit still giving some instructions to his players on the bench.
I wonder what the referees are discussing here. And there's that second buzzer. Coach Paul Ramos saying there, if you make a good stop here, the game is over. But if you give them a good shot, you're going to give them momentum. I completely agree with Coach Paul Ramos. I think this is going to be the biggest defensive possession in the game here for Guangming. If they can get this stop, I think they're in good position to win. But if Olivares gets a score here, Guangming might be in trouble.
Here we go. Vergara will do the inbound. Empek receives it. And that is the move, the play that Empek wanted all game long.
Yeah, it's down to a 9-point lead. Guangming needs to be careful here.
As we take a look at the Quiñete, binigay ngayon kay Samson. They have the lead. Samson has it. Spin move. Shot, no good.
No.
Rebound by Canlas. Here comes Olivares. Ooh, almost a turnover there. Pero ito naman.
Oh my goodness. This is what Coach Paul Ramos was saying. Here comes the momentum of Olivares.
Let's see, 22 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Olivares needs to foul.
Yeah, and they're only, that's the 4th team foul.
They got to foul one more time. They got to foul right away. Only 17 seconds on the game clock, 16 on the shot clock. Only a 1 second difference. They got to foul right away if they don't get a steal. Got to foul right here.
They have to foul.
It's free throws.
You know, I like the energy of Olivares in the last minute. However, you know, you can't do that in every game that you have because time is not on your side.
Yeah.
So you have to play a 40-minute basketball there.
Imagine if Olivares was playing like this all game long and they missed that free throw. Wow, this is a huge turn of events here in this matchup. But yes, imagine Olivares playing this way since the first quarter. This would be a totally different story.
15, oh, a lot of fives here. 15.55 seconds. As Samson misses 2. Vergara. Oh, what a tap there by Topacio.
That's dangerous.
10 seconds and timeout will be called. You know, when we're talking about the chances here, I think time has run out for Olivares.
You know, 10 seconds, you know, it might be hard coming back from this matchup, you know, a 5-point lead. But, you know, Olivares, I think for them it's just about making the right plays, you know, working on their quick hitters out of bounds. You take that look at that replay. You know, a great move there. Quiñete got sealed. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it's hard to come back from this lead, but I think now both teams need to use this as situational awareness. One for Olivares is working on quick hitters and making quick decisions when the game is on the line. And for Guangming, this is situational awareness in a way where this is their time to work on late game situations defensively. So I'm sure Coach Paul Ramos is aware of that and his coaching staff, and hopefully his players can execute, as well as Olivares. I hope Olivares can execute a good play here out of this timeout.
79-72, 10:41 remaining. Let's see, Vergara, Ferrer, CJ, 3!
Oh my goodness.
My. They have to foul. No choice.
Yeah, they got to
but
foul right now. There it is. Oh, jump ball.
Wow.
Wow.
I like the fight back.
You'd wonder, where was this from Olivares all 3 quarters? If they play this way, they should be in a good position to win.
And they have been missing their threes all game long, except here in the final period, in the final minute.
Wow, what a game coming here from Olivares coming back in this fashion. right, they have missed 4 free throws in a row, if I'm not mistaken, or 3 free throws in a row in this last minute.
And they're giving chances. But, I mean, this is, we don't have a 4-point line or 4-point shot. Highly impossible unless a miracle of oh!
Jeez Louise.
We should have just missed that shot.
And this is that late game situational awareness that they're not having right now. A bunch of just fundamental mistakes happening here.
Four seconds, less than 4 seconds. You know, if Olivares goes on to lose this game, nothing to be ashamed of, because we know that they came down fighting. It's just that they lost some precious seconds. A 3.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Wow. Almost.
Wow.
Time ran out. Time ran out for them. Wow, after 40 minutes of basketball action, the Guangming Flying Dragons move up in the team standings with this victory, 79-78 over the Olivares Sea Lions. And ladies and gentlemen, we will now listen to the school hymn of the victorious Guangming Flying Dragons.
Our best player of the game contributed 25 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal, Brian Topacio.
Welcome back, mga kaliga. I am joined by the best player of the game, Brian Topacio, with a hot shooting performance. Brian, congratulations sa panalo niyo. First question, medyo seryoso. Yung late game na yun, medyo naging slap yung execution ng kupunan mo. For you guys to win a championship, what do you guys need to work on late game execution moving forward?
Siguro po yung work namin sa during yung crunch time, siguro yung connection namin lahat, then yung communication po, tsaka yung siguro sa defense namin marami kami lapses, ganun, then kailangan namin ma-execute yung play namin ng mas maayos.
In that third and fourth quarter, grabe yung 3-point shooting mo. As in, anytime you got space, you let it go, it went in. Where does that confidence come from? Is it from the work or is it the belief that you have in yourself?
Siguro binigay ni Lord sa akin yung talento, tsaka yung tiwala ng teammates ko, yung tiwala ng coaches ko na kapag libre, sige, take mo. May go signal.
Brian, congratulations sa panalo niyo and the player of the game. Kung meron kang gustong batiin, the camera's yours.
Unang-una, gusto ko po pasalamatan yung founder namin, si Master Shingwin, yung GMC community, yung mga teammates ko na nagtitiwala, yung coaches ko, sila po Sharon, si Mamay na palaging nanonood, si PT, yung PT ko na lagi akong ginagamit kapag may injury, and then yung family ko, yung tropang Salawag, yung Labs pa, tropang Budol, tsaka yung girlfriend ko si Gigi, and then sa part ko sa family, sa Pinoyliga, thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and congratulations sa panalo niyo. And now we will be waiting for the next game as we have one more game here on our Saturday doubleheader. I am Justin Alfonso. Don't go away just yet, mga kaliga, as we have more coming your way.
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na